Oh, well, hello everyone, it's me, Manny with Manifest, and I just want to say welcome. This is our one combo per leader video. I just want to go over a few leaders that some people may not know or know certain combos that they do, that they have within their arsenal, and then maybe if you do know it, it's just a refresher. And for people that don't, maybe now you're aware of it, or maybe these small combos make you want to change your mind and play these decks. So let's get and before we get into it, I just want to say please like, subscribe. It's really helping out. We're almost to 200 subscribers. I'm super psyched about it, and we're only growing. We're growing fairly fast, and I just want to say thank you, and let's get into these leaders. Sanji. So our first leader, Sanji, his ability stated as right here is when you play a character without an effect from your hand. If you have 3 or less characters set up to 2 of your Dawn as active. Now notice he says once per turn. Now it doesn't say during your turn, just once per turn. So that means it triggers on your opponent's turn. There's some people that don't realize that because it doesn't say during your opponent's turn. There's cool plays you could do with cards like this, which is the Onigiri. Now how the Onigiri works, and I'm going to have it displayed in this box right here, is that for example, in this case, you're going to have 3 cards in hand. One card is going to be Onigiri, the other card is going to be any vanilla, and the third card is going to be, in this case, Level Up B. Now you have 3 active Dawn. Your opponent is now under the impression that yes, your opponent is either under the impression that you have a 1 cost counter of a 2k or a 2 cost counter of a 4k, but pretty much 6k, or even they assume you have the Onigiri for 6k. Now the play is that you play the Onigiri, play the vanilla. Now because in this scenario you have less than 3 characters, the moment you play the vanilla, you restand the 2. Now the Love Beam is now live. Then when they hit you again, you could pay 2 for a Love Beam and draw a card. Now you did 10k worth of counter, and then established a body and still drew a card. And that's where Sanji as a leader, even though some people may feel he's meta or not meta, this is a very strong play that may put people off, that throw people off their game plan. Or let's say they're going unblockable Luffy for like super big. You do the Onigiri, play the other one, then stack the Love Beam on top of it, and then draw a card. So odds are this right here with this play is like close to because depending on the card you draw, which could also be another counter which you can stack on top of this, we're looking at like 10k counter, 11k counter, even 12k counter on top of everything else. And then if that's the unblockable Luffy and they put 10 down under him to swing at you, this blocks it, which is just something to consider. So that's one combo. The next combo we're going to go to is with Kinemon. Now with Kinemon, this is where not everyone knows, but if you know, you know, and if you don't know, your games are about to get a lot better. So notice how he says activate main once per turn. Win. Now win is the important word in this effect. When you have 1 or less characters in play, reduce the cost of the next 3 cost or higher Wano Country type character you play from your hand by 1 during this turn. Now, for all of this to make sense, you have to realize it says when you have 1 or less, and then reduce the cost of the next 3 cost or more Wano character. So this is how this is going to work. Let's say, for the example, and I'll place it here so it's a little bit easier to understand how it's going to. Well, I'm going to place it in the big box so you guys see how it's going to work from this point. Is that you have 1 character, and then you have, for example, 5 Dawn, 4 Dawn in this case. You have 4 Dawn in this case, and we're gonna activate the effect of Kinemon. Kinemon's effect is now activated. That the next 3 cost character we have. Now we're gonna play the Mononosuke. The Mononosuke is now going to trigger Mononosuke effect to add a card. The Okiku. Because we already activated his effect lingers. Because I already met the condition to activate it, because originally I only had 1 or less characters on board. I activated it, and because Mononosuke does not cost 3 or more, he does not resolve this lingering effect. But now that I got this Okiku, I can play the Okiku for 2, because I still follow the condition that the next character I play that's 3 or higher is now reduced. I met the condition before, and now I'm resolving it now. For people that may have a little bit of confusion, in the sense of, so that way people kind of have an example. If you come from Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a card called the Monarch Storm 4th, and what it says is that during your turn, you may tribute one of your opponent's monsters as a tribute for one of your monsters. Now, because it says for the whole turn, as it says at the bottom of this card, during this turn, it lingers. So just because you activate it doesn't mean you have to resolve it right now. And that's where the strength in this effect also lies, where some people don't know. And that's just a combo that I just want to reiterate, that you can, as long as you remember to activate it first before you play the second character, you can activate it later. So that's one more combo I just wanted to throw out there. Next we're going to talk about is Garp. So for Garp, what his is on the grand scheme of things is that whenever you attach a Dawn to this leader or to a character, give 1 Dawn to one of your opponent's 7 cost or lower characters 1 during this turn. So a really cool play to do is when you have Garp and then you have the 2 cost Brook. With the 2 cost Brook, now this is a play where you only want to play the Brook if you have a combo to go off with Garp. But the essence is that you play the Brook. The Brook then gives Dawn to your character or to Garp or whoever you need it to go to. But at that point, you're establishing a body, and because you're giving Dawn, Garp's effect triggers to then lower. And then on that, you could then use your Kobe, your Meteor Volcano, whatever thing you need, that because now you lower the cost, you can now pop it or do whatever you need to with it. Now that's just something to consider. And then there's a bunch of other cards like the Nami, the 1 cost Nami, where you could start playing with your Dawn, where it's like you don't have to immediately give something Dawn. You could play, and then with the Namis and such, rearrange. And then with the rearrangement that you're doing with the Brook and the 1 cost Nami, you're now able to subtract a lot of levels from a bunch of these characters. And that's just something to consider. With that, those are just a few of the leader combos that I feel like some people just, felt like either they didn't know and they should know, or people that have no idea find out and then now they're inspired to play these leaders. I could do another video with other leaders. Just let me know if you want that down in the comments. And with that said, I just want to say please like, subscribe. It's been a huge ride. I know this video is a bit shorter than most of my videos, but right now I'm working on a bigger project. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm regardless how big my projects are, I still want to push out valuable content. So please like, subscribe, follow, and from here to there, I just want to say have a great one and see you guys next time. Bye bye.